Wealth. I was born and raised in northern Wisconsin by both my father, who owned a small 10-lane bowling alley, and my mother, who was a nurse, who did her best caring for everyone in the small town. My parents stressed with me that if you were going to do anything, it needed to be done right or not done at all. I later joined the Marine Corps, where additional values were instilled. Values like honor, courage, and commitment. The motto of the Marine Corps, Semper Fi, which means always faithful. The best part of Trajan Wealth, our 100-plus employees who also embrace the exact same values. If your current financial advisor is more interested in selling you something or is more loyal to their own financial gain than yours, give us a call for a second opinion. We would be honored to hear from you. Call Trajan today, 256-208-9000. That's 256-208-9000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games. And if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title. Because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beebs likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
The Tom Abraham Show.
Here we go.
Weekdays beginning at noon on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and WZZN TV. Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
It's getting ready to happen, and it is going to be a fantastic morning. If you are hearing us, you are invited to come this morning. You are more than welcome to come join us for a little barbecue this morning.
So how much have you tried already?
Well, it's not quite ready yet.
I know, but I just wondered.
It's getting there.
Which is probably driving you even crazier, right?
Oh, my goodness. But this is great, though. I told you, we'd just be set up here in the driveway. We have a little bit of shade. Mm-hmm. This is going to be.
I noticed on the pictures I was heading in this morning and sending in more information, for Rodney Orr to join us and everything, that I was like, no, it's not going to be the garage this time. The weather's so pleasant that we're going to be in the shade.
We're kicking back, just sitting back. I mean, the drinks are flowing.
Yeah, I got my own.
It's 7 a.m. in the morning, and we are just taking it easy.
Yeah.
The chef du jour.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to come over. Come on over. See, we're just gonna kind of just throw this thing. We're not throwing it together.
You do have a mic. I was gonna say I brought a headset. I didn't know.
But this is the backyard barbecue show. So
right.
we told everybody the menu, but the chef has prepared the menu for us.
Yes.
So just have a seat.
Look
at this. Look at this.
Oh, you even get your own water.
Yes.
And Spencer Cox here too.
Have a seat.
Go Big Red.
All right.
Yeah.
What what is on the official menu today?
All right, so this morning we're going to start you off with what is probably known to most people as like a Jimmy Dean smoked breakfast sausage.
Nice.
We
we
call
go.
it smoking a fatty. So
I tell you.
hence the barbecue name. So we're going to start you off with a little breakfast sausage, so sausage biscuit. We'll get y'all's preference, toppings, condiments, requests, all that kind of stuff. But
Drew is mustard.
we're pretty close to having that ready.
Okay.
We resting right now. We have a pork butt resting in the cooler that finished up about 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Started yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, we started that last night. That finished up pretty early.
There you go.
We got to give that some rest time, so we'll pull that apart and we'll make y'all some sliders. We're gonna do some pork sliders for y'all.
How long do you rest a pork shoulder?
So usually 1 to 2 hours. This is gonna have closer to a 2-hour rest for y'all.
Really?
So,
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
yeah, big piece of meat. I think it was 8 pounds pre-cooked, so 8-pound pork butt. Also working on the smoker, we've got spare and baby back ribs. So
Two different kinds.
Look at that.
2 different flavors. We have a spicy flavor profile, and we have more of your traditional sweet barbecue.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then we've got some brats working on the PK grill. We got some brats, peppers and onions. So we're going to do that too. So
this is heaven.
Yeah, you're speaking Scott's language, man.
This is epic.
Once you start taking stuff off the grill and off the smoker and everything, and it's ready, it'll be squirrel. He's not really gonna. He's gonna be more food oriented. Yeah,
you will be too.
No, I'm gonna definitely be eating.
Yeah, Drew acting like he doesn't throw down occasionally.
I know we have a radio show too.
Well, you take bites and then talk a little bit and take bites. But yeah, we're definitely going to feed y'all well today. 4th of July holiday. I mean, it's the Super Bowl for barbecue. If you like
really
the barbecue,
is.
So
I mean, if you like the barbecue, this day, and I've told you that in the past I've been part of block parties here that were really good, and food was great, and so it kind of brings back a lot of memories that it's hard to believe how many years passed so fast. But man. You know what I'm saying? It's great stuff, and we appreciate you for hosting us.
Absolutely.
I mean,
we're going to get Drew on this freedom funnel in a little while over here.
Freedom funnel, huh?
That'd probably be closer to the end of the 8 o'clock hour, but we're going to get Drew on the freedom funnel over here. So
that was Scott back at Northern Iowa.
That's right.
Yeah. There was a lot of freedom and there was a lot of funnels.
We're going to we'll get Spencer to get the stopwatch out over here and time him, and we'll
midnight
see.
buffets too.
Midnight buffets at the casino.
Yeah.
Yes.
Where they would where they would catch them in between dinner and breakfast.
That's
and
right.
Just keep eating.
That's right.
We're gonna have a good time today. I'm looking forward to feeding you guys. Big shout out to my man Spencer Cox for helping me, my sous chef helping me and everything. So great to have y'all here again. And if you're listening, holler at the studio. They'll give you the secret address and the code word, and you can come on over and get on some of this food.
That's it. That's all it takes. Just call if you really want to come. If you're listening this morning.
But we're pretty hardcore. I mean, this is 7 o'clock in the morning, and we're going to be throwing down here soon.
But see, that's what I mean. That is the whole thing about us doing this, is the fact that,
I will
the
say
afternoon shows, the evening shows, they can all easily slip a barbecue show in.
Yeah.
Morning's a little bit different.
I mean, all of our colleagues took vacation except for John, who had to be back at the ranch. But, I mean, you can't be jealous. I mean, hey.
Smell-o-vision. We need smell-o-vision.
Y'all decided, and it's everybody's decision.
Hey, well, shout out to you guys for doing these kind of events on the fly and just going with the flow. You guys like to have fun, and I think that's what appeals to a large part of the audience about y'all's show is y'all are fun group to have.
Yeah, well, I mean, we also are going to take Monday off too, so we're going to have our 4 days.
We decided the other day in the middle of the show that we just didn't want to work on Monday, so we're just taking it off.
Well, June for y'all was a no work Friday the whole month of June, wasn't it?
Well,
y'all earned it.
Yeah, we just decided. Steve Moulton, when I got in this business over 10 years ago now, which is crazy, he just told me, hey, whenever you need to take a 3-day weekend or something, tell us. And the time to do it is usually in the summer. But with the drive, Steve and them, since football season, and I think they've taken every Friday off. So it's just, that's the beauty of radio. you just make it. You can make your own schedule sometimes, man.
I got to go check on biscuits real quick, guys.
Okay, there we go.
Biscuits.
There we go. Brian Ritchie, kind enough to join us.
The fam's definitely going to want some biscuits, man.
And, I mean, look, they're making the biscuits.
Yeah, they're making biscuits.
The sausage.
Bro. Yeah.
Told you the menu was going to be good.
Oh, look, man, I've had BR's,
yes.
Barbecue for years, and I told you he's a competition level guy. They compete. So he definitely knows what he's doing when it comes to cooking, man. And his food was always so good at these block parties. And I'm just going to tell you, you're going to enjoy the ribs, so. And then I'm looking forward to the brats too. I'm
looking forward to a little bit of everything.
Yeah, it's going to be some good stuff.
All right, big thank you to Talent Heating and Air for kicking off the show this morning, 256-503-4490. Let their talent do some work for you. You can give them a call. They serve Huntsville and surrounding areas. And we have a tent in blocking the sun.
Yeah,
the sun was out, and they just
really
put that
shade.
up because otherwise that sun would be beating down right on you.
Well, I mean, BR, he's always prepared. I mean, look, he used to have a A1 tailgating spot in Tuscaloosa before games, and I used to hang out with him. It was next to a church. It was over off 11th Street, and it was just a few hundred feet from one of the exits and entrances, to Bryant-Denny Stadium, and so now that's now gone with the changing evolution of the campus and everything and the tailgating space. But I mean, it was amazing, and we'd have good food then too. There'd be a lot of times people would be cooking and stuff. And hey, man, that was when I was first getting into, really before I got into the radio business and a little bit after. So
give them a call, Brian. Give them a call, Thomas, Terry, Jeremy, Talent Heating and Air, tune-up, service repair, indoor air quality, system installation, ductwork, natural gas. They can handle whatever you need. And with those temperatures starting to go up, now would be a good time to get that air conditioned serviced. Okay, here. So we are 51 days, 4 hours, 49 minutes, and 45 seconds away from the start of the college football season. Coming up at the top of the hour, Rodney Orr will join us because we got to talk about Alabama and we got to talk about Auburn football recruiting, both on different landscapes. First, Cedarian Morgan, five-star wide receiver, picks Alabama over a slew of schools. Mm-hmm. And here is Cedarian Morgan on why he picked Alabama.
They won because mainly my relationship with Coach Shepard. When I first met him, he just gave me all energy, and I feel like when I'm with him, he can bring out the best of me as a football player and as a person. And like I said, Alabama was my dream school since I was a kid, so it just made my dream come true.
So that's Cedarian Morgan yesterday after picking Alabama as his school.
Yeah, around 12:30 over at Benjamin Russell High School is when it happened, lunchtime. Cedarian had been leaning to Alabama, I think, for a good while. I think the official visit at the end of June really kind of sealed it. I think that was strategic for Alabama. He's the top prospect in the state. He's a 6'4", nearly 6'5" wide receiver with a lot of great length. Everybody in our business, everyone wants to compare players.
Right.
And so, but the one thing you can say during Nick Saban's tenure, pretty much after Julio Jones, there was never the 6'3", 6'4" type guy. They were all explosive, 6 foot, 6'1", maybe 6'2", but mostly in the 6 foot range.
Right.
And they were very explosive, but they really haven't had another Julio Jones. So to me, Cedarian, that's the closest comparison. Now, I will say he may be a little taller than Julio. They're very close, very similar. But the one area where I don't know yet, I watched film of Cedarian. I don't know if he's explosive as Julio, because Julio was a freakazoid from the fact that he was he's nearly 6'4", and yet he had the explosive-ness and the twitchiness of a smaller guy.
Right.
And, he had the toughness. His from the neck up kind of separated him because he was just one of these guys that he could play through being hurt. He could block. He was very well rounded. Cedarian high points the ball very, very well. He certainly goes up and gets it. He's tough. He goes over the middle. I can't tell yet how fast he is.
Right.
It's kind of harder to tell because Julio seemed to make vertical plays a little bit more. But also, I'll be honest with you, where he was at Foley for Julio's perspective. Good competition, but I think Ben Russell probably played a better schedule than Julio did back in that day, even though Foley was pretty good. So we'll see, man. I don't know. I think Sedarian definitely has a ton of potential. He's long, and this kind of folds back in. The last 3 days, Alabama has, in my opinion, filled their wide receiver core for this class. A couple of days ago, the first one was Owen Cabell at Christ Presbyterian Academy in Nashville, Tennessee, 6'3", ran a 4.4, put up really good numbers for Engel Martin. And then the day before, a couple of days before, the day after, Brian Williams Jr. from the state of Florida. He's another 6'4" guy that has good speed that Alabama had, kind of found and evaluated, and he committed. Had a really good offer list, including Notre Dame. I know Florida was really interested, but Alabama got on him first and was able to get his commitment. And then Sedarian, he's been a high-profile guy since he was a sophomore. Everyone's known about him. So again, you've got three guys, but my point is they're all in the 6'3", 6'4", 6'5" range with a lot of length. Still, have good speed. So we'll see, how they separate, if they can get vertically down the field. But it's just, I think, a different prototype,
right?
That Nick Sheridan, Kalen DeBoer, and Ryan Grubb want. They want a little bit bigger, longer wide receivers. Whereas, with Nick Saban's tenure at Alabama, you had the Amari Cooper, 6'6", the Calvin Ridleys, certainly, and this is after post Julio, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, great players, but just a little bit different body type. For the University of Alabama. So this is going to be interesting to see how this offense looks with the kind of size and length at wide receiver that Alabama's recruiting.
It was a star-studded affair, though, yesterday for the announcement. Terrell Owens,
T.O.,
a native of that area, was there as well.
His alma mater, Ben Russell. And
he was down there for the announcement, and so it was a big deal. Star-studded affair for that one. Boy, I tell you what, it's a shame, though, isn't it? Because I think a year ago we were sitting here and the question was, well, not here, not on this show, not in this area, but nationally. Oh, my goodness, Kalen DeBoer is not going to be able to recruit in the South. He's not going to be able to recruit. He doesn't know the SEC landscape. And back-to-back classes now have proven that he still can recruit. I mean, it just because you are not familiar with the SEC landscape doesn't mean you can't recruit.
Well, and then there were people questioning whether he could recruit in-state because Auburn got the majority of the in-state kids, but I think that was by design last year. I think Alabama already had connections with a lot of kids that were not in-state. They certainly liked a few and signed some. But Auburn got the majority, and I think that was also via need and strategic by Auburn as well, because Auburn, they weren't casting as wide a net nationally, and and they don't usually, so they were taking care of their backyard, and it happened to be a very talented class last year within the state, and in the past, that's kind of been Auburn's issue,
right,
and their bugaboo. They were letting too many of these guys end up elsewhere, South Carolina, Tennessee, Notre Dame, whatnot. There had been a lot of kids leaving the state, Florida, and, but most of them went to Auburn, which I think was good for the Tigers. Alabama still signed what is looking like a very good class, which what we've seen early returns on the field in the spring. And I think several that are going to, contribute, lots here, Brooks, Dijon Ling, guys this fall. But now Alabama's stacking. They've gotten some elite players in the state. It does seem like the one battle they're going to have to fight is going to be Anthony Tank Jones from Mobile. Coming out of this past weekend, there was a lot of positivity toward Alabama. Now some of that shifted toward Texas A&M, but there's no commitment date yet. So that recruiting process is ongoing. But interestingly, it's not an Alabama-Auburn battle. It seems to be Alabama-Texas A&M, because Texas A&M has been there from the beginning. So we'll see if Alabama can win that battle. It would certainly be significant if they could, because, again, you're trying to get the elite players in your state, and I think that's what Alabama's trying to do. And I know you mentioned Auburn at the start of the
we got to talk about that, because that's a whole different animal. And a lot of that happened yesterday on their tour, their ambush tour.
Yeah, I know they spoke
John
to the media.
Cohen and Hugh Freeze all spoke, and so that's wow. There's a lot to unpack there with that situation. So, but I tell you what, let's get our first break in. When we come back, we got to get out to the phone lines, and then we'll start unpacking the Auburn situation. Get your phone calls in, and start tasting some barbecue. It's Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Eagle Masonry and Installation. It's right there in the name. Eagle is your one-stop shop for block, stone, or brickwork, monument signs, and outdoor kitchens and fireplaces. Eagle also offers the finest craftsmanship and insulation, including fiberglass or spray foam insulation, and of course, insulation removal. Philip Love and his team have years of experience, bringing the region the best in masonry and insulation services. For more information and a quote, visit insulatewitheagle.com or call 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Flying nonstop from Huntsville is a breeze on Breeze Airways. They're nice people flying nice people to nice places on really nice planes. Let's be direct. Nonstop from Huntsville to the places you want to go. Las Vegas, Orlando, or Tampa starting at $49. It's time for a weekend getaway or a long overdue week away. Time to check in using the convenient Breeze app and check out. What are you waiting for? Book today at flybreeze.com. That's flybreeze.com. Breeze Airways. Seriously nice.
If hunting and outdoor recreation are your passions, it all starts with the right property. That's where I come in. I am Bo Butler with Southland Realty and Auction, a hunting and recreational land specialist and a Jackson County native who sees land through a hunter's eyes. Just as you trust your guide on a big game hunt, you can trust me to find the perfect property for you. Thinking of selling? Let me help you make your land attract buyers. Remember, Bo knows land. Call me at 256-609-0512.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
I'm here with our good friend, John Kendall. He's got 23 years of retail mortgage experience in the Tennessee Valley, and he's powered up with the #1 retail mortgage lender in the nation.
That's right, Scott. We have joined with Cross Country Mortgage, and that is true. We're the #1 retail mortgage lender in America. And with that powerhouse team and our experience here locally, we're ready to go.
They've got 120 mortgage, refinance, and home equity solutions to fit every need. If you call on Cross Country Mortgage, it is for the win.
That's right. You can reach me, Scott, at 256-562-3780, or you can go to crosscountrymortgage.com and then search my name.
It's Cross Country Mortgage and John Kendall, a powerhouse team. One more time, John.
That's crosscountrymortgage.com, 256-562-3780. If we can't close your loan, it simply cannot be closed.
Equal Housing Opportunity Company, NMLS, number 3029.
Hold your block until the whistle blows.
From SEC Media Days to the National Championship Game.
This was a great team win.
We are 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Boss. There it is.
The boss.
Yeah, we're talking about ham nachos from Lawler's. They're one of our sponsors, and boy, they're good.
They are good, but I tell you, we've just been told that the sausage biscuits are nearing completion.
Well, we're going to get all this on the air.
We're going to get all. This is all going to be. This is all going to be.
And I'm talking
epic.
about on the WZZN TV.
It's on. Yes.
John said it was coming through good.
Yes. If you want to watch WZZN TV and see what we're about to partake in, we'll show everybody some video here in just a little bit.
And if Johnny Boy wants to come get some food after, go feel free.
Yeah.
Dude. I mean,
we've only stuck him in the studio.
Yeah, we appreciate him for 4 days. I mean, he looked pretty haggard on Tuesday when he was going home. I was getting in the car. He looked pretty haggard, But hey, shout out again to Denver Jones for coming yesterday, man. What a great conversation that was.
It's been, we cannot thank Cheney Johnson enough. We cannot thank Denver Jones enough.
I got to thank my boy from Portal Scoop too, bro, because he got his phone number and Denver. And then when he tells us, "Hey, I'm leaving later today," but I figured I had some time to go. That's a really cool thing to do, man.
I mean, we've had Dr. Thomas Ricks from SportsMeds. I mean, we've had a lot of people in the studio the past 3 days, and we know it's the holiday
now we're live
break.
in a driveway.
Yeah, now we're live from a driveway. But I mean, this is just fantastic.
Yeah,
I mean, it's beautiful. I mean, yes, it's going to be a little warm today.
Yeah,
but right now, this is great. This is awesome.
Yeah,
and
no doubt.
we're just hanging out, getting ready to eat some barbecue at 7 o'clock.
I probably didn't
7:30 in the
park
morning.
close enough to the freaking curb. I may have to move my car later.
Think you're fine.
But I mean, we are on kind of a cul-de-sac here, and I didn't want to block
fine.
you in. So
I think you're.
Yeah.
I think you're good. Let's visit with the phone lines real fast. Pat from Tuscaloosa is with us. Good morning, Pat.
Guys, by the time y'all get back on Tuesday morning, Alabama's going to be ranked number 3 in the nation in recruiting, and Auburn is still going to be number 80. You hear me? I'm telling you, Auburn is done. Put a fork in them. What do you?
Well, they got to win some games, man, Pat. They got.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Auburn here in a little bit.
That's the biggest key for Auburn.
Yes,
they need to win. They need to show some progress. Because, I mean, I just started doing some studying on Auburn and kind of trying to continue to connect the dots.
Right.
But, and again, it's about, a coach's tenure. So Hugh Freeze is 2 years in, 2 losing seasons, no bowl wins. So if you
tune into national media, the one thing they'll tell you with Hugh Freeze is, Paul Feinbaum has said it. Others in the national media have said it. It's the hottest of the hot seats right now for him.
Yeah, if he doesn't start winning.
Those words come out, instantly recruits, coaches, and everything else. It's what we like to say that is a red flag.
And then it's a red flag.
Yes.
I hadn't done that in a while, but it's Florida from last year. You got to come out, you got to win, you got to start showing. You got to start showing progress. But then I went back and looked since Gus Malzahn. Remember year 1?
Yes,
2013. You covered all that. He went to the national championship game. He won the SEC. He was 12-2 that year. Okay,
yes.
14-game season in the BCS era, and it was really the last year of the BCS before they went to the 14 playoff.
It was, yes.
So
Rose Bowl last game.
In the 12 seasons since then, Scott, Auburn has lost at least 4 games a year. And they haven't won their last 4 bowl games. And the last winning season they had was 6-5.
Yes,
Gus Malzahn's last year in the COVID season of 2020.
Well, a lot of people blame
show progress.
A lot of people blame Brian Harsin for the bad recruiting, but I think it started before that. I think it started
under Gus
under the last couple of years of Gus Malzahn when they didn't even really recruit offensive linemen and defensive linemen.
No, they did not. The struggle started under Gus Malzahn.
Yes,
and to be honest with you, the best recruiting we've seen out of Auburn in the past decade is probably the last 2 years under Hugh Freeze. And those 2 classes, one will be freshman now. The other one was freshman a year ago, Cam Coleman and Malcolm Simmons and et cetera. Those 2 classes need to start taking hold. And then you're trying to stack a third. But if you want to stack a third, Pat, I think the key is they've got to win.
Yes.
Kalen DeBoer, I know it didn't meet expectations a year ago. He still went 9-4. And I give them credit for staying the course. There's no panic. There was a couple of staff changes, but one of them it provided even more continuity because you bring Ryan Grubb back. So I think that was a total positive for Alabama. They were working their plan when they got here to Tuscaloosa with the C.D. Morgans of the world, with the Xavier Crowells. That's why they were able to get these kids committed because they were recruiting a lot of them last year, even before. Their first season was complete.
Yeah,
there we go, Pat. We've got a sausage biscuit here.
Y'all have a blessed one. Enjoy your barbecue. I'm cooking shrimp and crab egg rolls, man.
There we go.
Pat already got it rolling.
Already cooking. We've got the sausage biscuits. They have
Thank you to
arrived.
Spencer and Richie here.
Oh, with the sausage biscuits and the sausage have arrived already. Now we are.
Man, that sausage is good.
Oh, boy.
I took a bite before you did.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Not surprised that BR has knocked that out of bar.
The question is, how long do you smoke the sausage?
All right.
That went for nearly 2 hours.
He
2
said 2
hours.
hours. So he's going to give away some of his secrets on the air.
2 hours we smoked this sausage. Wow, this is
it's smoked. Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go.
This is
Johnny boy.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you.
Here I'm doing what I said I wouldn't do.
It's okay to do it. It's not a problem.
Eating with my mouth full. My mother wouldn't be happy.
Mom always said, don't talk with your mouth full.
I'm doing it.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, I mean, if anybody knew me, but when I was young, hell, with my anxiety at times, I don't know if they ever would have thought I'd be talking on the air for a living.
Oh, wow.
So, just goes to show you, man.
That sausage,
to it
that
too,
sausage has got just a little bit, not much though. I mean, it's not gonna put you over the top. Oh my goodness! I tell you what. Oh, it is 7:30. Let's get a break in so I can eat this sausage biscuit. When we come back, we'll delve more into this Auburn conversation because John Cohen and Hugh Freeze said some interesting comments yesterday on the ambush tour that kind of got some ears up a little bit.
Right.
We'll let you know what they said next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
The Braves roll into the 2025 season with a singular focus. Bring home the division title and remind the league what Atlanta is all about.
Swung on, driven to left center field and deep. That baby's out of here. Austin Riley. 3-0 to Olsen, and he powers one deep right center field to the wall. It's gonna fly. It's a home run. Back-to-back homers.
97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Hey there, everybody. Bob Baumhauer here, letting you know that we understand that times are tough and we truly believe value matters. So, by popular demand, we brought back our Inflation Bites menu featuring scratch-made meals that will make the whole family smile and your wallet, too. Menu items start at just $7.99 and any entree comes with a free beverage. Try our classic tailgate burger for just $8.99 or our hearty Bam Bam chicken platter for $9.99. Baumhauer's Victory Grill. Legendary fun, legendary food.
Tom Abraham here from my friend Mike Owen at Owen Home Appliance Center. You know it's hot outside, so cool down with an upright or chest freezer in stock at Owen Home Appliance Center. And don't let those beverages get hot. Get an under-counter ice machine with a built-in pump for just $12.99. Or how about a fridge out by the pool or in the garage for extra cold drinks? You can get a scratch and dent 18 cubic foot refrigerator for just $3.49 while supplies last. Go to OwenAppliance.com to learn more. That's OwenAppliance.com.
Your customers deserve the best, and so do you. You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loader from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best, and this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Best of all, now Thompson Tractor is making that investment even better with our Workhorse Special. Get 0% financing for 36 months on the purchase of a new Cat 255 compact track loader that comes with a 3-year warranty. You also get a 74-inch bucket and 1,000-hour filter kit. But hurry, this offer is only good through June 30th. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at Your Home Window Company. When it comes to replacement windows, exterior doors, or new window screens, Your Home Window is the answer anywhere in Huntsville, Athens, Decatur, or Hartselle. Your Home Window windows and doors are made here in the USA and come with a lifetime warranty. When replacing those old windows or doors, Your Home Window has the solution for you. In-home estimates are always free and financing is available. Learn more at yourhomewindow.com and see clearly with Your Home Window. Visit yourhomewindow.com to make an appointment today.
Where's the best place for sports? What about the best place for wings? If you answered Jefferson's for both, you're right. Jefferson's is also a great place for value. Every Monday, kids eat free with the purchase of an adult meal, and teachers bring your teacher ID and you eat free every first Tuesday of the month up to $15. Jefferson's, best place for sports, best place for wings, in Hampton Cove and our latest location, now open in New Market on Winchester Road.
The Blitz with Joe Hunk and John Abraham. Weekday morning starting at 9 a.m. on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
We are back. Let me tell you, we just had a sausage biscuit
for the ages.
Homemade biscuit with some smoked sausage.
It was good.
We got a little insight to how it's done.
Now,
a little Jimmy Dean sausage, put it on the smoker with some barbecue seasoning for about a couple hours, and then they just put them in the biscuit. And let me tell you, they put a little bit of cheese on there.
Yeah, they did.
That's the first time I've had just a sausage biscuit with cheese.
Really?
Yes. And that was oh my gosh, that was fantastic.
I go a little further. I have mustard. Some people think that's strange. Some like it. I mean,
oh my gosh,
no raw onion though.
That was fantastic.
That was outstanding.
Whew.
Man, that was we ate fast during the break there.
We didn't have to eat it fast.
I guess we were on TV, people watching us eat,
but the thing was, it was so good that it was like I didn't want to put it down.
Well, why would you?
But that's what this day is about. That's why we're here. We're just sitting back, just taking it easy, enjoying some barbecue, and it just so happens to be at 7:30 in the morning. It's all right.
It's all right, and
there's never a bad time.
It's not the heat of the day yet.
No, this is the best of both worlds.
So there you go.
All right, 256-576-4977. You want to join the program this morning? Brandon is with us this morning. Good morning, Brandon.
I hate you couldn't make it, man. You would have enjoyed the sausage biscuit, dude.
I was sitting here and y'all were talking about that he smokes his sausage for 2 hours, and I was going to let y'all know that's about half as long as Colin Cowherd smokes Danny Cannell.
Oh, my God. Here we go. Not surprised Danny's getting smoked.
I was sitting here watching y'all eat, searching for super swampers, trying to figure out what I want to put on this truck. And speaking of money and lack thereof,
right?
The comments that Hugh Freeze made about the low payment.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that's what we need to get into. We haven't gotten into any of that yet, and we will here in just a minute because, like I said, there's a lot to unpack there with what Hugh Freeze and John Cohen said.
Yeah, I would not want that story associated with my name, like making low payments. I would not want that. He's had pretty good recruiting in the last 2 years.
He has.
And I understand it's not all about money, but persona a lot of times is everything. And I'm wondering at what point have we realized that the last, 3 or 4 years of spending spree, is it finally kind of starting to take hold to where it's not just a river of money for some of these places anymore?
Well, I think, and that was the whole thing when this whole thing started, was you saw what some schools were throwing out there, and it was the question from the very, very beginning was sustainability. Can school X sustain handing out $5-6 million? Can they sustain doing this? Where is all the money going to come from? That was the question at the very beginning of NIL, almost 4 years ago, was, is this going to be sustainable? Can a lot of these schools sustain it? And we're seeing now which schools are going to be able, I think, to sustain it, and which schools are not going to be able to sustain this big spending spree, so to speak.
All of this is going to lead to, what Matt Baker, we were talking about with him yesterday, which is collective bargaining, because schools are going to want is as level a playing field as you can get.
Right.
Now, look, you can keep talking about how This has been going on for years, and there was NIL before NIL, and what's been happening the last two plus years has basically been unfettered free agency, which means you can spend as much as you want. Now there's this is just the first step, but the revenue share, but it's like Josh Pate keeps posting. It feels a lot more like what regular recruiting used to be. And I still say if Auburn wins games, they're going to get some players.
Right.
I mean, that's just kind of where they are right now. They haven't won in the last 5 years. They haven't, and really, honestly, they haven't won at the highest level in over a decade, and I'm talking about since 2013. 2017 was the closest. The injuries to Kerryon Johnson down the stretch really kind of robbed Auburn. They couldn't beat Georgia in the rematch to get into the playoff. But 2013 and 2017 were good years for Auburn. But see, that one kind of ended with a thud, though, because you lost the last two. After beating Alabama, you lost decisively 28-7 to Georgia, I believe, in the SEC championship game. And then remember the bowl game against UCF, they didn't really care, because they were so close to winning the SEC, getting into the playoff. Matter of fact, remember what the mantra was? They might have had a rematch with Alabama in the playoff because they had already beaten Alabama in Auburn. So that's 2013, 2017 were really good years for Auburn, but you're talking about 14, 15, 16, and then thereafter it wasn't good enough. I think our jalapeno cornbread just arrived.
Oh, I'll be arriving shortly then.
There you go.
Well, Alabama has been immune to having to pay any money to a fired coach. But when you look at how much Auburn has had to pay over their last two coaches, I'm not sure what the total is, but are they still paying on that?
I would think they're probably still paying Harsin. I mean, it's only been a couple of years.
Right.
I think they have paid Gus off.
Okay, so that was what, $50 million between the two?
It was something obscene. After he beat that 2017 year I just brought up, that's where Gus leveraged into a huge extension. And then he did beat Alabama one more time. He beat him in 2019.
Yeah, so the university, Brian Harsin's was $15.3 million.
It wasn't as much as Gus.
The university paid him 70% of the remaining value of his contract. Right. Half of that amount was paid within 30 days.
Yeah,
so I don't know exactly how long the remaining 50% was to be paid in 4 annual installments starting July 15th of 23. So 24, 25, they could be close to getting Brian Harsin paid off, but maybe within the next year or so, Brian Harsin would be taken care of.
And then he's taking other jobs, too. He's the Cal OC right now.
Right.
Gotcha, because I believe if we did the math one time, we said between LSU getting rid of Miles and Orgeron and then the two coaches at Auburn, that it was $100+ million.
Oh yeah, and they paid Colonel Reb is crying got like $17 million.
Yep.
Yeah.
I played that here at the campground yesterday for some people. the look on their faces. It was at the pool. It was priceless. People were like, "What is that?" And I guarantee you, there was 30 people at this place that sent it to 30 people that have sent it to 30 other ones, and they thought it was a joke. They thought it was something I made up. I said, "No, I did not do this." I said, "I'm not sure what year this came out." I said, "I can't remember what year that."
Not 04, 05. Yeah.
I was thinking 20 years. I said, "This is 20 years old." I was like, "This is, back before, in the MP3 days." And, but there's a guy sitting here that was an Ole Miss fan, and he said, "I have never heard of that." And I was like,
really?
Y'all can play in I was like, "Y'all can play it in the parking lot now."
That's funny.
There's no doubt about it, man. It's a classic, and like I said, it's and if you haven't read Meat Market, Brandon, I highly recommend it. It's you'll probably read it in one day, but it basically delves into the era of Coach O at Ole Miss.
So,
okay, I thought it was the love story of Danny Knell and his buddy there. Roll Tide.
All right, thanks.
You all right?
Yeah, I just got a little choked up there.
I don't know. I didn't know if some of the smoke is getting to you.
Nope. So what everybody's been referring to is, here it is. Hugh Freeze yesterday during the ambush tour says
with John Cohen,
that Auburn is really low when it comes to some of the money numbers being tossed around with recruits. He says that he's surprised by that, but trusts the administration and the lawyers and how they're approaching things. But Hugh Freeze does wholeheartedly believe that Auburn can finish with a top 10 recruiting class when it's all said and done. AD John Cohen, he said yesterday he firmly believes it, but they also said that it's abundantly clear that they believe Auburn is playing by the so-called rules and going about this new world of NIL the right way, and others aren't. He says August 1st will be the first day offers can be in writing. We'll see what schools' verbal offers. So John Cohen and Hugh Freeze both say that they feel Auburn is doing it the right way, and you get a sense by listening to everything that they said yesterday that they believe there's schools out there, and obviously they're not going to name any of them, but they feel like they are not handling this the right way.
Well, and I had people reach out to me on social media and stuff and talk about, are they throwing shade at Alabama? Look, I don't worry about Alabama. I know Greg Byrne has had a plan for a few years. They were counting on this $20.5 million being locked in this revenue share, and they were definitely that was part of the plan for Alabama. So they knew what they were going to have to spend, and they'd already allocated the money for football. And so this is all they've had. Alabama's had a plan. They're not. I don't. When I think of people that they're throwing shade at, I think of Texas, because I know
Tech
and what Kurt Bowles reported. Texas Tech as well. Even Texas A&M. Some of those schools that have really, really deep pockets. That have been throwing money around. I don't even say Colorado, because I'll be honest with you, I think we all know Colorado is a house of cards.
Right.
They can get some players, but I mean, they don't have just an unlimited budget. LSU went portal heavy. They certainly have been very aggressive in the NIL space. But I just think if you're an Alabama fan, don't worry about that. I think trust the leadership of Greg Byrne, trust Kalen DeBoer. I had people mentioning it to me. What about, do you think it's going to change some things on the first? And what I guess they were talking about was August 1st. I don't think so, because Alabama's already been calculated in how they're approaching things. And they were wanting to know, do you think Alabama's going to lose recruits, when the first hits? No, I think they know. Look, Greg Byrne, when he planned all this, he knew that they were putting together this committee that was going to, look into all these NIL deals and things of that nature. And, but again, I just overall, I'm not worried about Alabama's approach at all. I know Tennessee's been aggressive, but look, they've also cut ties with Nico Iamale Moneybags too. I mean, when he and his family got crazy, and I don't blame him, because he wasn't worth the money they were wanting.
Right.
I mean, you're talking about $4 million for a season. Are you nuts? I mean, you're a good player. You should be happy with 2.5. And I'm not even sure he got that when he went to UCLA.
Well, and here's the thing, though,
transferred.
too. They asked for all that money right before.
They knew
the
that
house settlement was going to come in. Everybody knew this.
June 1.
Yes. And so they were trying to get the money before all of this comes in, the structure comes in, because you're only going to have $20-some million.
See, I can't. I got to disinfect my drink here. I can't let it touch that.
Oh, the orange is upon you.
But hey, Steeler Mike's here. We don't blame him for representing.
Jalapeno cornbread
and
has
he's also
arrived.
representing the Cobra today, too, which is cool.
He is. All right, let's get a break in.
Rest in peace.
We're going to wrap up hour one coming up next. It's Talking Ball's inaugural Porch Driveway Barbecue.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly to partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. A couple of us probably going to see temperatures climb into the lower 90s. It does look like we are going to be dry today. Dropping into the mid and upper 60s as we head into the overnight. A mostly sunny sky for the 4th of July. Temperatures consistently climbing into the low and mid 90s. Maintaining this as we head into your Saturday. Mostly sunny, lower 90s.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
I'm here with Thomas from Talkin Heating and Air. With the temperatures going up and temperatures going down right now, now is a good time to get your heating and air system looked at. Thomas, when somebody calls, you guys answer.
That's right. The phones are staffed by us. They're manned 24/7. We're ready to come out and take care of you that day.
How do they give you guys a call?
You give us a call at 256-503-4490.
And you can find you guys on the World Wide Web at
talenthvac.com.
And now is a good time to do this because you guys are offering a special deal.
That's right. We're doing $49 tune-ups this spring. We're also doing free second opinions. We offer that year-round. Somebody comes out, they say you got a bad compressor or leaking refrigerant. Give us a call, see if we can save you some money.
Thomas from Talkin Heating and Air. Thomas, one more time, that phone number.
256-503-4490. AL certain number 21014.
John Abraham here for Bobcat of Huntsville. Right now till the end of June, you can get 0% financing on the world-famous line of Bobcat skid steers, excavators, mowers, and tractors. Need attachments? They got them. And did I mention 0% as in nada? No financing charge for 48 months. It's like free money. Visit the brand new Bobcat of Huntsville in their tremendous new facilities on Highway 20 in Madison, right next to Redstone Harley-Davidson.
Hey folks, this is Arthur Seaton, managing partner at University Kia, proudly saying Roll Tide and War Eagle. Stop into University Kia today and shop one of the area's largest selection of new Kias, including Fortes, Seltos, Telluride, and Popular Carnival, and fully electric EV6. View all the great specials at universitykia.com and get pre-approved in minutes so you can drive home your new Kia you really want, because we want to see you in a University Kia.
Are you tired of chasing a roofing contractor to show up on time or even show up at all? I'm Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Our motto at Fleming Roofing is we show up. Our goal at Fleming Roofing is to provide the reliable customer service that you deserve, and we have the resources to meet all of your roofing needs: residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. We are manufacturer certified for roof coatings, single-ply membranes, and asphalt shingles. Whenever you need a roofing professional you can count on, call Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We are committed to finding the solution that meets your needs. We don't have quotas or heavy-handed sales tactics. Fleming Roofing, we have expert experience. We show up. Free estimates, residential, commercial, industrial, replacement, or repairs. Check us out at FlemingHSV.com. FlemingHSV.com. When you need a quick response, it's Fleming Roofing and Restoration. We show up.
The Drive with Wes Neighbors and Steve Moulton. Weekdays from 5 to 7 p.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
All right, round two is upon us. And big thank you to Steeler Mike.
Yeah.
Listener Steeler Mike, he's dropped by. And he has brought us jalapeno cornbread.
Man, it's good.
And, all right, come on over here. Come on. Come on, you drop by.
Hi, guys.
Here, pick up the mic. No, you have to pick up the mic.
Yeah, we'll get him in there.
Yeah, sit down and pick up the mic.
Yeah, we'll get him to drink, too. I don't want him.
No, Steeler Mike is with us, and he brought us some jalapeno cornbread. This is fantastic.
Thank you very much. It's my wife's recipe, and she walked me through it last night.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Yes, sir. And there's literally nothing written down. She knows it all by like your grandmother. You
We
know,
are doing the same thing, man. It's not like he's got everything written down. He do about feel there.
Oh, that is so good. That is so good.
Really good.
Man. Representing the Pirates we see this morning.
always.
Yep.
And UniFirst, where I work, plugging them a little bit.
I haven't really asked you on the air. I mean, you did call in earlier this week, but what are your thoughts on the Minka trade? Was that a little bit surprising?
Surprising, but if you look at the analytics over the last year or two, as great of a player as he is, and I'm not denying that, there's a little bit of a drop. But taking a corner and pairing Jalen Ramsey with Joey Porter Jr. on the other side, Beanie Bishop has been great at safety and slot corner.
Right.
There's safeties. I think we're going to be fine there. But adding the tight end too.
Yeah, they've been wanting Jonnu for a while.
Jonnu, I think in this offense, Arthur Smith's offense, now we've got like 11 tight ends, but
there you go.
Alabama never had a problem when O.J. Howard and all those tight ends were running around, so hopefully we won't either.
Well, and I just think it's ludicrous, all the speculation about Mike Tomlin anyway.
Well, every year, I mean, that's Pittsburgh fans. They can't help themselves. They literally, if things aren't going right immediately, it's tough up there. They expect winning. So it's really tough with Pittsburgh Pirate baseball. But, the hockey teams have success, the football teams have success, but that fan base is just incredibly passionate. And if you're not, you haven't won a playoff game since 2016 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, there's going to be noise.
Yeah, I mean, that was when I'll be honest, I haven't. That is something that kind of went past me. I had not because the Steelers have not been bad. They've continued to be good. You didn't realize that. Dang, they've made the playoffs, but they haven't advanced since 2016, and that for them is the drought. But I still say Tomlin will get it turned around. I mean, the thing that stunned me, I started thinking about this because I was born in 1975 in the middle of the Steelers' heyday. They haven't fired a coach since I was born.
No, and what was really cool? What was really cool?
You can't say that about any other organization in professional sports because Coach Nolan retired, Bill Cowher,
coaches since 1969,
and then Mike.
You go back to our Rocket City Awards. What was really cool was knowing that Keith Butler, Huntsville native, he had a lot to do with those defenses that are in the late 2000s,
and then getting him on the phone the day after.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I can tell he still would like to be coaching, but, sometimes you have to get out. I mean, you're 66 years old, but he still got the juice. I think if he could be a consultant or
heck of a consultant,
or even an analyst, I think he would like to be because he still seemed to have the football bug. No question about that.
He was a great inside linebacker coach, and of course he took over, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, right after LeBeau.
He did.
But Keith did a good job, but it's following Dick LeBeau as the defensive coordinator in Pittsburgh is tough. That's I won't say it's following a Buddy Ryan, but at the same time, it's about close. I got a question for you guys. I got posed on a chat yesterday.
Right.
Would you rather have in their prime now, Antonio Brown or Terrell Owens?
Oh, God. I'd rather have Terrell Owens. I mean, both of them are no.
Yeah.
I'd rather have T.O.
I think in his prime, you could manage T.O. a whole lot better than you could Antonio Brown.
No, I'll just say this. Antonio Brown shortened his career being crazy.
Yes.
Because I'll be honest with you, he could probably still be playing if he had been sane. I mean, he was very talented.
The Steelers are the masters of drafting for Cocoa Pups wide receivers.
George Pickens, they had him for a few years.
Santonio Holmes.
Yeah, but he wasn't as crazy as Antonio. Santonio, he was a really good player. He's another kind of underrated guy people kind of forget about.
But I think he kind of lost it towards the end.
Mexico.
Well, Santonio, he broke the hearts of every Arizona Cardinal fan.
That's true, he did.
With the footwork and the catch. And
that was a heck of a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was one of the better ones.
My boy Kurt Warner could have had two.
Yeah. No doubt. Yep. And people thought he was done before he went to Phoenix.
That's true.
And he was far from it. So
the Steelers do a good job, really, of letting people go at the right time. They always have.
You don't think they're going to trade T.J. Watt? This is just a kind of a
Adam Schefter's reporting it, so you tell me it's a toss-up. I mean, again, it's about value. So if they don't feel like he can play till he's 36 or 30, whatever the contract, 4 years, 6 years, whatever, right? The Steelers are going to let you go. They don't throw a bunch of money around. I couldn't believe they threw the money they threw at DK Metcalf. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm jacked. But
that's another one that's kind of crazy, but they're trying to manage because he's definitely talented. There's no doubt about that.
I'm sorry, I'm paying attention to you. I promise.
Yeah, he's just eating.
I am also eating brats with peppers and this jalapeno cornbread. It is so hard. It is so hard to physically concentrate this morning. Right. This is fantastic.
It is. It's awesome.
Take a 900-mile cardio workout to burn all what y'all are eating off. Good Lord.
Well, I mean, we can handle that part. I'm good for that. But this is good. This is fantastic. Thank you for stopping by.
Absolutely.
There's stuff for you. Eat.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. I love what you do. And like I said, I've said before, when you're in outside sales like me, working for UniFirst, trying to get people to buy uniforms and all the things that we do in outside sales, to be able to listen to you guys 7 to 9 every morning and talk about something enjoyable, which is sports.
Yes,
Even though Drew brings up that school from the South too much.
He's happy you brought the Tennessee hat. He's very happy that you brought the Tennessee hat.
As my good friend Tommy Senyard would say, I'm proving again, once again I'm good for something.
Kind enough to join it. It's just fun. That's what today's about. You stop by, you say hi, you grab some food.
I mean, and make us some outstanding cornbread.
Oh, this jalapeno cornbread. I mean, there's sometimes you get this jalapeno cornbread and it can knock your socks off. But it's just right, though. Yeah, it is. It's perfect. And you pair it with the broth and the onions. Right.
We are ready for hour 2. Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Fantastic. SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on web at sportsmedalabama.com.
This hour brought to you by SportsMed Orthopedic and Spine Center. Online at sportsmedalabama.com. Welcome to Talkin' Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now. 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
Hour 2, Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Scott Theisen, Drew DeArmond. We're enjoying the broths, the cornbread. This is just round 2. We've already had the breakfast sausage and biscuits. We've got the rib to come. We got the pulled pork to come. Jeez. We're not even done yet. This is fantastic. What a way to start the day. SportsMed Orthopedic Surgery and Spine Center. They're dedicated to providing care that improves lives. 256-881-5151. You can experience the SportsMed difference. They are the official medical providers for the UAH Chargers and the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And yay for the Trash Pandas. Yay! It was last night. The streak is over.
There you go.
And tonight is a big night for the Trash Pandas. They are having their they're not at home tomorrow.
Yeah,
apparently we have tickets.
I was going to say, I think I forgot about that yesterday, but I think we have 8 tickets to give away.
I don't know how. I guess we do.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
The July 4th celebration, which is going to be a huge one inside Toyota Field, and they're going to have a big video board with the Trash Pandas game on. They're going to have bounce houses.
It's free. It's not free, but
if you have tickets,
there's no assigned seating, so to speak. A ticket gets you in, and there's no reserved seats. You can sit anywhere you want on the lower bowl.
Right.
And so that's the thing. The Trash Pandas are going to be on the road, so they're going to show the game on the video board. They're going to show the game on the video board. They're going to have fireworks. They're going to have all the concessions open. They're going to have food. They're going to have all this. But tonight, too, if you want to go out there, they're going to have the baseball game at home, and then they're going to have the fireworks after that as well. So they've got a July 3rd spectacular and then a July 4th spectacular tomorrow night.
Well, we have 8 tickets for the July 4th spectacular. If someone is interested in those tickets, according to what I read in my email.
Right. Well, I mean, I tell you what, we can give away 4 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give away 4 right now.
You know.
Go. All right. But I'm trying to see though. See, look, it says we forwarded the tickets, but we don't have the tickets though.
Well, somebody at the station's supposed to.
Yeah, John, do you have the tickets?
It said to one of the representatives.
Who knows?
Joe Honk
has the tickets for tomorrow night.
So we know who has them now.
All right, so let's give away 4 right now. So if you want to go, give John a call, 256-576-4977. We'll give away 4 right now because the reason why we'll only do 4 is because we'll give away 4 more later. But we've got to bring in our good friend Rodney Orr, though, so we can talk some Alabama football recruiting.
Yeah, last test of the week, and it's just been a heater that Alabama football recruiting has been on. We don't know if they're going to get a commitment today, but they've been on as hot a streak as I've seen in the business in a long time. Rodney Orr's been on top of it, and since 1996, TiderInsider.com is your preeminent source for Alabama football recruiting and just Crimson Tide sports conversation. And he's been kind enough to join us here on this July 3rd before our nation's birthday tomorrow and talk some Crimson Tide. Rodney, you're with Drew and Scott. Good morning. Okay, no, we don't
have him yet.
John's working to get him patched through, so we're going to get Rodney Orr on.
Time to finish the bite.
Yeah, you're taking bites.
Well, I mean,
I've finished my first one. It was amazing.
Almost done with the second one.
Well, I'm not surprised. I mean, you're putting it away there. But, yeah, I mean, and I've almost finished off my jalapeno cornbread from Steeler Mike. I really appreciate that. But, yeah, man, I mean, Alabama has just been on a heater right now. Their recruiting class has shot up to in the top 5 in the country. It's going to continue to, I think, rise up. Right now, they've got 17 committed. It's been quite a run for the University of Alabama. And I know we're getting ready to speak with Rodney Orr right now and talk some Alabama Crimson Tide recruiting after the top prospect in the state, C.D. Morgan, from Benjamin Russell High School, the wide receiver, announced for the Crimson Tide yesterday. Rodney, do we have you on the Neighbors Wealth Management hotline?
All right, there we go. Now we've got him.
Rodney, good morning, man. Happy 4th. I know you've been busy. It's been as hot a streak as I've seen. I know you followed Alabama recruiting since the 1970s, but what a streak Helen DeBoer and the staff are. Or as you said a few days ago, Seattle Satan.
Yeah, well, it's it has been a very impressive streak. We could see it coming. Obviously, we had some things on TiderInsider.com that kind of previewed what was to come and still to come.
Right.
So it's been a streak that Scott and Drew, that you could kind of look through the years, and you've seen some runs like this. I mean, obviously, Saban had some runs where he closed out people over the course of a short period of time, and this is one of those runs. I mean, I believe it's kind of very similar.
Can you put your finger on it, Rodney? Can you put your finger on why the run? I mean, is this obviously it's good for Alabama to constantly be in the news? I mean, it seems like you're almost lining this up on purpose so that you get one after another. But can you put your finger on it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think obviously that part of it is orchestrated. I mean, that I would think. But I think they just have done an outstanding job, incredible job of recruiting. bringing in players, getting them on campus for the visit. So they had laid the foundation before that. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, and I haven't even said this on another show, just some information that I, kind of have picked up is that these visits that they've had have been like, and I'm talking about people who have been around these visits for years, is that there's been more energy in these visits than they've seen in quite some time. That it's been really energetic, a lot of connection, and that has been a big reason how they've closed on some of these prospects. Is just the way these visits have gone. Have it just been kind of something that they haven't seen in quite some time.
Yeah, and we heard J.D. Morgan kind of reference the energy and that he felt when he started building this relationship with this staff and Jamarcus Shepard, even when they got here a year ago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, and I think that's really important. I think they have some bell cow recruiters, obviously. I mean, it starts with DeBoer, he's the head coach, and but runs right through Courtney Morgan and down into some of their top recruiters. And you're right, Shepard does bring a ton of energy. Mo Lindquist brings a ton of energy. I mean, I know there are other guys on the staff that do an outstanding job of recruiting. And I think, again, I go back to what I said. They position themselves really well, and they got the visits lined up and got the guys on campus and did a tremendous job.
Well, let's talk about the latest
one. Cedric Morgan yesterday, 5-star wide receiver, announced that he will come to Alabama. Tall, wide receiver, big wide receiver, very talented.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think that's the one thing you mentioned: the size, the speed, the ability to get downfield and make plays. Those are two things that I think when you look at this group they've got now, they've got 3 receivers committed, and they all have those things in common. And that's something we've been previewing and harping about a little bit on Tighter Insider was watch for them to make moves on receivers with great height and speed, the ability to get down the field. Morgan, obviously, he exemplifies that. 6'4", he's 210. You can look at Brian Williams Jr., he's close to 6'4", he's 185 pounds. He's going to fill out, but a guy with a lot of ability. Watch him. He's going to move up in the rankings. He was a 3-star. He's going to be a 4-star. I mean, a definite 4-star. I don't know if he'll get higher than that, but he's a high-quality player. And I think this Owen Cabell this kind of goes back to the Courtney Morgan way of doing things, the evaluations that they make. And, you bring in a guy, 6'3", he's 195. He runs a 10.7, 600 meters up there in Nashville. And he comes down to your camp, has an eye-popping performance, runs a 4.4. And so I think that's something that really helped them with him.
Yeah, and then we were talking about this earlier in the first hour, Rodney, that this staff and Jamarcus Shepard, Kalen DeBoer, Nick Sheridan, Ryan Grubb, they seem to want the bigger, lengthier receivers with length, ability to high point the ball. Of course, they want them to get separation. Nick Saban had so many explosive ones during his tenure at Alabama, but I'll be honest, since the early days of Julio Jones in Coach Saban's first, he was there for 3 of his first 4 years. We haven't really seen a bigger receiver like that, a big-time playmaker at Alabama, but it seems as though this body type, like a Julio Jones, is kind of what Kalen DeBoer and this staff are looking for.
Yeah, that's 2 of the very critical factors I think they have is the height and the ability to get down the field, stretch the field, really put a lot of stress on the defense with that. So, that was a priority. And then I think you can look at the tight end position too. They brought in a couple of guys last year. Caleb Edwards, 6'6". He's 6'6", 240, or maybe even bigger now, 250. He's more of a physical. I mean, he's got the ability to do all the things as a receiver, but also he brings the size that gives you a physical presence. And then I think when you look at Marshall Pritchett from last year, again, you're talking about a guy that's probably close to 6'5", more of a maybe coming in as a receiving type tight end. And then now Max Sutter, who committed last week, 4-star out of Dunlap, Illinois, he has that same kind of physical makeup. He's 6'6", he's 230, a guy that's probably going to play at 250, extremely athletic for his, kind of size. So you look at the tight ends, you look at the receivers. I mean, that puts a lot of pressure on defense. Then you have the Ryan Williams types. You have Latsier Brooks. And let's not forget now, Derek Meadows is another true freshman they have that's pushing 6'6" as a receiver. So, yes, this is going to be a really big receiver group.
It is. Jalen Hill has good length as well. Maybe not as tall. Cole Adams is another kind of quick, shifty guy. They're and then the one that we haven't even talked about all off season, Rodney. I'm going to be fascinated to see what kind of fall camp he has now that he seems to be where playing the position he's always envisioned. Is Jalen Mbakwe. We haven't really talked a lot about him.
Yeah, and I haven't, heard a ton about Jalen. I mean, obviously he's making a change. He's making a transition from from corner to wide receiver. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot of competition there, obviously. You got a ton of receivers we haven't even mentioned, like a Rico Scott.
Him too.
Yeah, so it's going to be interesting with Jalen Mbakwe. I mean, he's a guy that certainly athletically, he's very explosive.
He really is.
Rodney Orr, kind enough to join us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline, talking some Alabama football recruiting. And Rodney, a recent hot streak vaulted Alabama up the recruiting numbers. If you pay attention to the rankings, if that is something that our listeners actually listen to. But Rodney, where does this all stop? I mean, does Alabama continue to get the announcements? Are they going to continue to roll in? And how much of this class do you think is already done for Alabama? So come August, I mean, a lot of the hay is already in the barn.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I think we probably have an off day today in terms of the commitments, unless something is popped up that I'm not aware of right now overnight. But tomorrow, the 4th, I know that Nolan Wilson is scheduled, the 4-star defensive lineman out of Picayune, Mississippi.
That's right.
And the feeling is that it's Alabama. That's what I think. Talking to people over in Mississippi the last couple of days, they get a lot of their feedback from the Ole Miss coaching staff, and the Ole Miss staff seems to think that Wilson's picking Alabama as well. So we'll see. Miami's been in there; they're one to watch. But I feel right now, if you made me, force my hand, I would pick Alabama with Nolan Wilson. And then I know on Saturday, Jira Edwards, the 5-star safety, is fully expected to pick Alabama. Now, after that, I mean, there's some guys that are certainly going to watch. Several of them, whether it's the quarterback, I think they are, in position to land that second quarterback, Taden Kawa from Utah. Originally, he's a Hawaiian kid, 6'4", he's close to 220. He's got to really watch. Now, he's not just a throw-in. He's a 4-star rated player with a lot of talent. Of course, everyone wants to talk about Tank Jones down in Mobile. He does not have a date set right now, but I still feel that in the end, if Alabama does a really good job on him, and they're certainly trying to close that Alabama is in position, real good position. Now, the thing about it is you're dealing with Texas A&M.
Right.
That's going to be a challenge there with the Aggies. Oregon's been in there. Auburn's obviously in the mix as well. So Tank Jones is one. Wilson Zaire, offensive lineman from Rabun Gap, Georgia, who was a high school teammate of Pritchett.
That's
Marshall
right.
Pritchett, who we mentioned earlier. So that's a guy to watch. He's about 6'7", 280. I know they like his, kind of a raw kid, but he's a good-looking player. And we'll see what happens with him. Now, he does have some sort of connection to Auburn. I don't know if his brother or someone played there.
Yeah, his brother played there a few years ago, right? He was an offensive tackle.
Yeah, there you go. Well, so there's a connection there. I don't know how much that means to him, but we'll see what happens with him. And there are others. There are going to be others that will follow. But, I mean, right now, they're just they're closing out a hot run here over the next few days.
Yeah, and it looks like in the end, even I said by the end of July, it could be 22, 23 guys. They'd probably leave themselves some leeway if they found a player or two to add later on. And, of course, we saw, what happened with Ty Haywood. You never know. But I think what their plan seems to be, especially now with this revenue share, get most of the hay in the barn before the season, manage that, keep guys committed, sign them in December, and then reevaluate and then see what your portal needs are in January, Rodney.
Yeah, I think, again, that's appears to be, Drew, appears to be what they're, the formula they're going by. And obviously it's right now it's working really, really well. And but go back to Courtney Morgan. I mean, This is his thing. This is his baby in terms of managing all of this. And they've got a great staff under him. And I'm not talking about necessarily on the field coaches, which they do a great job.
Right.
But Drew and Scott, they have a really impressive group on the interior there of their recruiting department that I think is just really done a fantastic job.
No question. And speaking of fantastic job, you certainly do a fantastic one of covering Alabama football, recruiting, and all the whole shebang. Let everybody know how to connect with you and to follow TiderInsider.com. It's certainly been a fun, week and a half, but it's far from over.
Yeah. Well, appreciate it, Drew. It's TiderInsider.com. It's only $48 a year. You can get instant access with your credit card. If you prefer, there is an address there to send a check that gives you all our premium information, but also our All Sports Forum. That's our community of Alabama fans. A lot of exchange there. It's going to really pick up now as we start to move into close to SEC Media Days. And before you know it, a month from now, we'll be in camp and preparing for the Florida State game.
Man, hard to believe. Well, have a happy 4th, man. We always appreciate the time, and thank you for taking some time out today on this July 3rd to join us and talk some Bama recruiting.
No, hey, I appreciate it, Drew and Scott. You guys have a great and safe holiday.
Thanks. Rodney Orr, kind enough to join us this morning. Let's get a break in. The ribs, by the way, mine are gone.
Yeah, I noticed
Fantastic. Fantastic. There's some sweet ones in there. There's hot honey ones in there. Oh, you got to catch up, brother. You got a brat left, and you got ribs to go. I've got it all done.
I'm talking. I'm yakking.
So am I.
Yeah.
Eat. Let's get a break in.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Specializing in simple and affordable rentals, McCurry Van and Car Rental can make sure you have just the right vehicle for your next family vacation, weekend getaway, or if you just need transportation while your vehicle is being repaired. McCurry carries Ford Transit vans and Mercedes Sprinter vans, trucks and work vans, and more. And they offer discounted rental rates for long-term rentals. Now with 4 locations: Athens, Muscle Shoals, Coleman, and Huntsville. Log on McCurryRentals.com to make your reservation now. That's McCurryRentals.com.
There's power in caring when it is put into action. Each year, our bankers serve on nonprofit boards, support our local educators, and volunteer with our hometown food bank. I'm Bobby Humphrey, Vice President of Business Development for Bryan Bank, and community service is just not a line item in our mission statement, it's who we are. Because after all, Alabama is our home too. That kind of commitment to community might not be what you would expect from a bank, but it's exactly what you can expect from us. Give us a call or stop by one of our 2 offices in the Huntsville area and experience unbeatable service and legendary results.
Bryan Bank Equal Housing Lender, NMLS ID 2428943, member FDIC.
Hi, this is Wes Neighbors. I'm here with Sam Fleming with Fleming Roofing and Restoration. Sam, tell the folks about Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Hey, Wes. Our company, Fleming Roofing and Restoration, specializes in commercial and residential roofing and repairs. I'm a 5th-generation Huntsvillian, and our family's been doing construction business in Huntsville area since 1965.
Sam, what kind of roofs does Fleming Roofing and Restoration do?
Our guys are skilled enough. We can come out and address any kind of leaks or issues you might have on your commercial, on your metal roofing, on your shingles. We can do anything, and we can offer you a solution to repair it, or we can replace it.
You guys also do insurance restoration.
Our staff has 10 plus years of experience as insurance adjusters, and we really do know the inside and out of the claims process at Fleming Roofing and Restoration.
Check out Fleming Roofing and Restoration online at FlemingHSV.com, or you can call or text them at 256-651-9440.
Hey, Wes, we show up.
Forgiveness. Wow, what a word. What a gift. All of us have done things in our lives that we regret. All of us have done things that are disobedient. All of us have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Thank God for his forgiveness. Thank God that he separates our sins as far as the east is from the west and remembers them no more. Hey, I'm John Dees, pastor of Cross Point Church, smack dab across the street from the YMCA in Madison. Check us out at cpcfamily.org.
I'm Jeff Jr., founder and CEO of Trajan Wealth. I was born and raised in northern Wisconsin by both my father, who owned a small 10-lane bowling alley, and my mother, who was a nurse, who did her best caring for everyone in our small town. My parents stressed with me that if you were going to do anything, it needed to be done right or not done at all. I later joined the Marine Corps, where additional values were instilled. Values like honor, courage, and commitment. The motto of the Marine Corps, Semper Fi, which means always faithful. The best part of Trajan Wealth, our 100-plus employees who also embrace the exact same values. If your current financial advisor is more interested in selling you something or is more loyal to their own financial gain than yours, give us a call for a second opinion. We would be honored to hear from you. Call Trajan today, 256-208-9000. That's 256-208-9000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Tom Abraham here from my friend Mike Owen at Owen Home Appliance Center. You know it's hot outside, so cool down with an upright or chest freezer in stock at Owen Home Appliance Center. And don't let those beverages get hot. Get an under-counter ice machine with a built-in pump for just $12.99. Or how about a fridge out by the pool or in the garage for extra cold drinks? You can get a scratch and dent 18 cubic foot refrigerator for just $3.49 while supplies last. Go to owenappliance.com to learn more. That's owenappliance.com.
Listen to the Rocket City Trash Pandas all season long.
Swung on, rocketed, left center field. That's going to get down and go to the wall. Montanelli at first. He's on his way to second, and he'll pull in. There's the first ever cycle in Trash Pandas history.
Trash Panda Baseball is only on Talk Radio WZZN.
It's just a little kickback. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing. Summertime with the fantastic.
Oh, Lord. Oh, my goodness. We are chilling, relaxing, and hanging out. This is...
Got Freddie Kirby with us now here live. We had Steeler Mike. We appreciate him coming by and giving us some phenomenal jalapeno cornbread.
Oh, my goodness.
Freddie, go in there and check some of that out.
Well, we need to get...
Freddie's too busy eating ribs.
We need to get B. Rich back over here.
Oh.
Because we need to talk about what's on the ribs that we've just had.
Yeah. Well, because I've been bragging about these ribs all week. I told you.
No, the baby back ribs that we had before the break. Now, we had baby back ribs before the break.
Yeah.
These are spare ribs that we just got. We just got. So far this morning,
spare
we
ribs.
have had,
Freddie's eat two of them.
We've had sausage and biscuits.
Right.
And smoked sausage and biscuits. That was
phenomenal
to start.
Brats and
we
some
had brats with peppers and onions, jalapeno cornbread.
Yeah.
And we have had baby back ribs. Yeah. And now we have spare ribs.
Well, Brandon told us that the feedback was getting a little dicey with the on the YouTube channel with the audio, but it's probably because we're eating so much. I mean, look at Scott.
Probably so.
Taking a huge bite.
Come back over here.
Yeah. We've been bragging on I tried to tell them about your ribs, man, and how phenomenal they are. And
these
they
have
just
been
fall
fantastic.
right off the bone,
No,
bro.
they're falling. Okay, so the baby back ribs. What were on the baby back ribs?
Okay, so I can't, you're asking a magician to reveal his secrets
the
here.
whole entire secret.
What I can tell you is there is a very popular commercial rub that I use. But what I will tell you is I did a sweet profile, and then I did a spicy savior.
Okay,
savior profile on the on the others. So,
so
try to give you a little bit of both.
Spare ribs, there's a little bit of heat to it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Is that the hot honey?
That is so there's some hot honey. So what we did,
you should be used to the hot honey.
You're right.
We'll be in a minute.
Yep. We did a rub on the outside. Then when we put them in the foil, what we do is cut up some butter pads.
Yeah.
That's when we put the hot honey in there, and we also use the brown sugar. So you get a little bit of sweet, a little bit of heat, all that. So we try to hit all the flavor notes that leave you wanting some more. So
Well, so far, the sausage and biscuit was phenomenal.
Yes.
The smoked sausage.
Well, everything was phenomenal.
Yes. Everything has been great. The brats and the peppers.
Because I just finished my brat. Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
We did 2 different types of brats. We did a traditional brat, and we did the cheddar bacon brat.
That's what I was tasting. That's what I was tasting in that. Yes.
So a couple different types there. So, yeah, we like to give you guys variety.
Oh, we've gotten the variety.
Yeah, we have, no doubt. We've gotten so much dang variety they can't hear us sometimes, but that's all right. We've been eating on the air. This is like our own Food Network special. So
that's what it's been like.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal.
Barbecue brawl, man. I love watching all the barbecues.
Yeah, you need to be on the next barbecue brawl. You and Bobby Flay. That's my guy, B Flay.
Love watching all that stuff. So
yeah, man.
This is the Talking Ball Barbecue Bonanza. And we've had a fantastic time. We still got 30 more minutes.
Yeah, Freddie says your spare ribs would beat Big Bob's.
Nice. Well, we got a good smoke ring on there. We use a blend of pecan and hickory pellets. So people say you can't get smoke ring on a pellet cooker. I would argue differently. So
well, there you go. You can make a strong argument, that's for sure.
Well, you're kind of falling behind the pace here,
Scott. I already told you about me and eating on the air. I've already done one hell of a job. Okay?
He's going to do damage after the show. We're going to have to send him with a to-go plate.
Damage, but I've done a hell of a job. I mean, I've had a piece of jalapeno cornbread. I had a maggot hat next to me, and then I had a.
Referring to the orange hat that was brought next to you.
Ate, and then without throwing up. And then
is that as close as you've ever been to wearing a Tennessee hat, just sitting next to it like that?
I guess. I mean, I have lost bets where I had to wear Auburn stuff. He can attest to that. But I mean,
bet that we have, it's got to be a Tennessee hat or a Tennessee shirt. That's got to be the next bet.
Or a Phil Fulmer interview.
Oh.
What time's he coming? Is y'all saving him for the last segment?
Or Drew has to dress like Philip Fulmer for Halloween.
Jesus. There's no friggin' way. Good Lord.
He's more likely to do a beer freedom funnel bong than he is to dress like Phil.
Yeah, to dress like Phil. I mean, we've already had our guy Richard call in. They sat behind him at the Alabama-Tennessee basketball game. We all know how that one ended when Alabama blew a golden opportunity to beat those Peckers.
That explains it all now.
And I like Rick Barnes, but still.
Now we've hit the show. Now we're going.
Well, we still have one more dish for you guys. We've got some pulled pork coming up next.
This is fantastic.
Get ready, fellas.
And the crazy thing is, by the time we get back from our next break, all those ribs will be gone in front of Scott.
Yes, they will be. They're fantastic. They are.
That's
I'll pay for it.
Tapeworm.
I'll pay for it later.
You probably will.
Anyway, but I tell you what, though. There is nothing better than sitting here in the driveway, smelling the barbecue in the air.
And eating tremendous food.
But if you close your eyes, it almost makes you feel like, I know it's warm and it's 73, but it makes you feel like football season is just that much closer.
Well, it is. And SEC Media Days is going to be there soon, no doubt.
Well, we're getting a little pregame action for you guys right here. Taste of the season.
Well, yeah. I mean, the SEC Media Days comes around we actually will have it in 11 days. We actually started in 11 days.
We leave
in Atlanta.
a week from Sunday.
Yes, we do. And by the way, yes, and University Kia, it will be the official transportation provider once again for us to head over there to SEC Media Days. And they are working on building a new dealership out there. Arthur Seidman Company.
Man,
they're working on getting us a transportation for SEC Media Day. So Mike and Arthur and the gang out there, they're doing everything they can, and they will come through for us. So
yeah, they will.
All right, 8:30. Let's get a break in. 30 more minutes of this spectacular barbecue bonanza coming up.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN The Zone. Your Fox 54 weather brought to you by Tellini's Italiano.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Jordan Dressman. A mostly to partly sunny sky this afternoon. Temperatures climbing into the mid and upper 80s. A couple of us probably going to see temperatures climb into the lower 90s. It does look like we are going to be dry today. Dropping into the mid and upper 60s as we head into the overnight. A mostly sunny sky for the 4th of July. Temperatures consistently climbing into the low and mid 90s. Maintaining this as we head into your Saturday. Mostly sunny, lower 90s.
Your Fox 54 weather, only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Your Rocket City Trash Pandas are back right before Independence Day for a 3-game homestand July 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. The homestand concludes with a special Independence Eve celebration featuring a 6:05 p.m. start time and post-game fireworks show. Get your tickets for the homestand now by visiting TrashPandasBaseball.com.
Let's rock it. You've seen those beautiful epoxy floors in a garage or carport area and have probably wondered, how can I get that done? Well, the answer is Lifetime Epoxy Floors. Lifetime Epoxy Floors is an A-plus rated business with the Better Business Bureau and has been family-owned for over 14 years. They do both residential and commercial applications and get most jobs done in a day. Lifetime Epoxy Floors' motto is, we love what we do, and it shows. Visit LifetimeEpoxyFloors.com to schedule a free estimate today and check them out on Facebook.
Your customers deserve the best, and so do you. You invest in your customers with your heart, soul, and skill. Well, it's time to invest in yourself with the next generation Cat 255 compact track loader from Thompson Tractor. After all, those who give their best deserve the best, and this machine has it all. With features that include a more powerful engine, tri-axle truck loading capabilities, a spacious cab, and a smooth ride for all-day comfort. Best of all, now Thompson Tractor is making that investment even better with our Workhorse Special. Get 0% financing for 36 months on the purchase of a new Cat 255 compact track loader that comes with a 3-year warranty. You also get a 74-inch bucket and 1,000-hour filter kit. But hurry, this offer is only good through June 30th. Visit ThompsonTractor.com for details. Thompson Tractor, we're here for you.
You've got to experience Toyotathon at Bill Penny Toyota. They've got the selection with over 700 new Toyotas to choose from. And they've got the extras with Bill Penny perks and a 10-year unlimited warranty. So get on over to Bill Penny Toyota today and experience Toyotathon. Bill Penny Toyota in Huntsville and online at BillPennyToyota.com. Bill Penny's Toyota 10-year unlimited warranty is valid through the 10th year of ownership. Valid on new vehicles only. See dealer for details.
Sure, Valley Equipment Rental takes care of the homeowner and his needs, but how about the pros out there? Well, Valley Equipment has the big stuff as well. The equipment you need to get any job done. I'm talking about the big track hoe excavators, from the 30,000-pound mid-size one to the big boy 50,000-pound units. Need a dozer on the job? Well, they've got them up to 105 horsepower, and that's a good-sized machine. Plus, Valley Equipment has more lifts than anyone around. Up to 80-foot booms that reach 56 feet with a 10,000-pound capacity. 2 locations, North and South Parkway. Check them out today.
The Tom Abraham Show, weekdays beginning at noon on 97.7 ESPN The Zone and WZZN TV.
Oh, yeah. See, now that,
oh boy,
that makes me
just... Dr. Pepper Zero, courtesy of Freddie Kirby. Look, we appreciate him very much.
This right here makes me just think of, this takes me back to my days of spending vacation at Turks and Caicos.
Turks and Caicos, okay.
Yeah, where you just wake up every morning, walk down to the beach, get a chair, and you just kind of hang out.
Yeah.
This is about as good, because I've woken up today, and I've coming out here, and I've just eaten. I mean, these spare ribs that I just devoured during the break, 4 of them, and they're not small.
No, they're not. Like I said, you can take the bones to your dog.
There's a lot of meat. I mean, these are Flintstone bones.
They are.
And that was about as good as it can get. I mean, and it's not done yet. Apparently, we've got the 5th course.
Pork,
We've got the 5th course coming up. We've had 4 courses so far.
I warned them about you.
So we've had the sausage biscuit. We've had the brats. And it wasn't the fact that they just brought us one brat.
Yeah.
They brought us 2 brats. They brought us just the simple one and then the cheddar one.
Yeah.
So we had 2 of those, and then we've had 4 bones of the baby back ribs.
Yeah.
And then we've had 4 bones of the spare ribs. The spare ribs have been phenomenal on this barbecue bonanza.
Right.
Cody Myers is joining us, and he is on Facebook Live, or he's on Messenger.
He's on
but he's
Messenger,
at the beach.
Yeah, he's been.
Or at the lake. He's at the lake. Look at that. That's his view today.
He's already enjoying.
But he's listening to us via Bluetooth, so we appreciate him for joining us this morning.
We got 25 minutes left.
All right, so apparently we've given away 2 tickets.
We've given away 2.
We've given away 2 of the 4, so we need to give away another pair.
And then we've got 4 more.
Yeah,
for folks.
so if you want to go, it's July 4th.
If you want to go.
Look, here's the deal. And we were looking this up before the show. Rich and everybody right before you got here.
Yeah.
There is fireworks displays going on all over North Alabama. Okay?
Right.
There's one going on at Mid-City. There's one going on, I believe, at the Space and Rocket Center. There's one going on in Madison. There's one going on at Trash Pandas. There's Gunnersville. There is a slew of fireworks shows. This one is for the one at Toyota Field. There is no baseball game, but they're going to open the gates. They're going to pretend like there's a baseball game.
Well, they're going to have a baseball game.
Show it on the TV.
Right. On the large screen.
So you can watch it on the large screen, and you can sit there and then enjoy the fireworks from Toyota Field if you would like. We're giving you a chance to do so for free. 256-576-4977. You got to do it tomorrow. Here's the thing, and John will give the tickets to you somehow, some way. They'll take care of all that.
Right.
But if you want to go, 256-576-4977. We have, I guess, let's see, 2, 3, 4. We got 3 more pairs to give away. 3 more pairs. Or if you got a family of 4 and you want to go, just say you want 2 pairs of tickets and you can go. But you got to have to do so very fast if you want to do that. So we mentioned the Trash Pandas stopped their losing skid. The Atlanta Braves got a win last night, but they also got a loss as well at the same time.
It wouldn't be this season if they didn't.
The win came on the scoreboard.
Right.
That's the good news.
Yep.
I guess you could say they got 2 wins yesterday and a loss. Ronald Acuna was voted to start in right field for the National League All-Star game, so he will start for the home team. And he's also participating in the Home Run Derby. The bad news is they lost another pitcher to the IL. Scott Schwellenbach.
Spencer Schwellenbach.
Spencer, not Scott. Spencer.
I can even talk with my mouth full.
Well, see, that's good. Spencer Schwellenbach. So he thinks, and this is from, and he had a press conference, did Schwellenbach yesterday, after going on the IL, and he said, did Schwellenbach, that he thinks his recent increase in velocity might have caused the fracture in his elbow. He thinks that the elbow might not have been ready for him. He hopes to be back late season, but they told him until the fracture heals, he will not be able to resume throwing. So there is no real timetable to have him back in the Braves lineup.
Yeah. I mean, and with the toilet bowl of a season that they're having, we'll see what happens at the trade deadline. But, I mean, I'm not sure they need him as far as they can just let him heal, because this does not look like a playoff team. I mean, I understand the 2 wild cards, but something's going to have to dramatically change.
Okay, so there's twofold to all of that. Braves 39 and 46 right now. Number one, first question out of all this,
right,
is a lot of people did not believe Alex Anthopoulos. I don't know if they didn't believe him or they didn't want to believe him when he kind of hinted that the financial strain that he was going to have to work with was as big as what people thought it would be.
Right.
That's the thing. Now people are realizing, well, maybe Liberty Media did put a lot more financial strain on Alex Anthopoulos to trim the roster, trim the fat and cut back a little bit on the roster.
And number two, at this point, you mentioned that you don't think they're a playoff team. Does Alex Anthopoulos make enough moves just to get into the playoffs? Is that okay if you're a Braves fan? Do you want him to make enough moves just to get into the playoffs, or would you rather see the Braves keep what they have, don't trade anything, don't lose anything, and try to fix some of this in free agency in the offseason?
Well, I think they need to try to improve the bullpen before next year and get some quality pieces. And then I don't know how active they'll be in free agency. The Braves have never been a team that's been super active on the free agency market. What they usually do is trade. Then they try to sign their guys to long-term contracts when they get them in a trade. So maybe they will be a little more active in this offseason, but we'll see. I think the big thing, though, is, you want to try to stay in the race somewhat. But I think what you want to try to do is set yourself up better for next year, getting people back from injury, but also having a higher quality bullpen than some of the trash that they've been, having to put out there.
So you're 6 games, you're 6.5 games out of the wild card. You're 11 games out of the division.
Yeah, they're still in it.
Mets 2 back of the Phillies. The Mets actually have a wild card spot. So that is one of the wild card teams. The Brewers and the Cardinals and the Padres. So it's the Padres, the Cardinals, the Brewers, and the Mets. Those are your wild card teams right now that you're chasing.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got the Giants a half a game back in the wild card. The Diamondbacks are 3 games back in the wild card. The Reds are a game and a half back in the wild card. So those are the teams you would have to leapfrog to try to get one of the wild card spots.
I think coming out of the All-Star break is going to be key too. How do the Braves react? What are the next 8, 9, 10 days going to bring you?
Yeah.
Are you going to go on a heater and start showing some signs of life? And then how do you come out of the All-Star break? And I think that'll tell the tale for late July and what Alex Anthopoulos ends up doing.
Well, just to tell you, for Braves fans, not to pile it on, but this just tells you what kind of first half of the season it's been.
Right.
The Braves are 6.5 games back of the wild card.
Yeah.
The Marlins are 7 games back of the wild card. So they're a half a game behind the Braves.
They just beat the Braves 2 out of 3. It's embarrassing. As Freddie said, 2 times. Embarrassing.
Look, I'll just say this. I know Steeler Mike was just here.
Yeah, we appreciate him for coming so much.
38-50 are the Pirates, but they're only 9 games back of the wild card.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's a lot. In baseball terms, 9 games is a lot to make up. But still, if they could get some, they've won 6 in a row.
Yeah.
They've won 6 in a row. The Cubs, though, yay, we're beating up on bad teams. We can't beat anybody with a 500 record. But by golly sakes, we can beat all the horrendous teams in baseball. 51-35 leading the Central. So, all right. 8:44. Let's get our final break in
of the week.
Yes, of
As
the barbecue
we wind down
bonanza
the barbecue
show.
bonanza, our first annual.
Baby, we got pork sliders coming up.
Full. God Almighty,
we got pork sliders coming up, baby, and I'm just getting started. This is awesome. All right, your tomorrow's headlines wraps us up next.
You're listening to Talkin' Ball on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Tom Luganbill here for my friends at Woody Anderson Ford. Bobby White and his team take great pride in their service department, and you can see it the moment you walk into those beautiful new service lanes. And just like a championship team, they all work together to make sure your experience is second to none, whether you drive a Ford or not. Also, check out the gold certified pre-owned inventory at Woody Anderson Ford for great deals every day. Stop by and see them at Jordan and Sparkman or at Woody Anderson of Madison on Hughes Road, or visit WoodyAndersonFord.com.
By now, you know about Eagle Masonry and Insulation, and maybe you know that Eagle also does landscaping and dirt work. But how about after paint work? Shower doors, shelving, and mirrors, all taken care of by Eagle, the same Eagle that takes care of all your masonry, insulation, and landscaping needs. Eagle brings the same level of expertise to all these disciplines, and they're ready to provide you with a free quote. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Flying nonstop from Huntsville is a breeze on Breeze Airways. They're nice people flying nice people to nice places on really nice planes. Let's be direct. Nonstop from Huntsville to the places you want to go. Las Vegas, Orlando, or Tampa starting at $49. It's time for a weekend getaway or a long overdue week away. Time to check in using the convenient Breeze app and check out. What are you waiting for? Book today at flybreeze.com. That's flybreeze.com. Breeze Airways. Seriously nice.
Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
I'm Jeff Jr., founder and CEO of Trajan Wealth. I was born and raised in northern Wisconsin by both my father, who owned a small 10-lane bowling alley, and my mother, who was a nurse, who did her best caring for everyone in our small town. My parents stressed with me that if you were going to do anything, it needed to be done right or not done at all. I later joined the Marine Corps, where additional values were instilled. Values like honor, courage, and commitment. The motto of the Marine Corps, Semper Fi, which means always faithful. The best part of Trajan Wealth, our 100-plus employees who also embrace the exact same values. If your current financial advisor is more interested in selling you something or is more loyal to their own financial gain than yours, give us a call for a second opinion. We would be honored to hear from you. Call Trajan today, 256-208-9000. That's 256-208-9000.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
All good things must come to an end. That holds true for employee pricing, too. Hey, folks, it's Bobby White back again for Woody Anderson Ford. The last day for employee pricing is going to be July 7th. Up until then, you can buy the new Ford you want and pay what we pay. We've got nearly 150 F-150s to choose from with generous finance rates and the best deals of the year on America's best-selling truck for 48 years in a row. Had your eye on a Bronco Sport? It's employee priced, and we've got over 60 to choose from. Full-size Bronco, we've got over 40. New shipments of Explorer, Expedition, and Escape have just hit the ground, too. Again, all things must come to an end, and the last day for employee pricing is July 7th. Time to hit it and get it. Employee pricing can save you up to thousands off MSRP with over 600 Fords to choose from. There's a good chance you'll find exactly what you need. Woody Anderson Ford. It's important to see us before July 7th.
I'm here with Stan McDonald of Jacob Title. Stan, I've heard that every real estate closing at Jacob Title is a very big deal. Why is that?
Wes, I'm reminded of a very impactful statement that I heard from Coach Gene Stallings years ago when he talked about big games and little games. He said he didn't like that comparison. He says, because try losing one of those little games. And if you ever do, it ends up being the biggest game all year long. Well, it's the same thing with real estate closings. Every game, every closing is a very big deal at Jacob Title, because when it's your closing and your contract on the line, it's a very big deal, and we understand that at Jacob Title.
So it sounds like whether your client is a first-time residential buyer or a multi-million-dollar investor, they can expect your A game.
That's exactly right. As a matter of fact, when you bring your real estate closing to us at Jacob Title, we understand it's all about trust and confidence. And when Stan McDonald tells you that a chicken dips snuff, you can look under his wing for the box.
And like Beebs likes to say, there's no doubt about it.
This segment of Talkin' Ball is brought to you by University Kia, the #1 volume Kia dealer in the state of Alabama. Located online at universitykia.com. It's time for tomorrow's headlines today with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Round 5 has been served on the Talking Ball Barbecue Bonanza. Round 5 is a barbecued pulled pork slider. That is round 5. So We've just had the spare ribs, the baby back ribs. We've had the brats, 2 different kinds of brats. We've had the smoked sausage biscuits with cheese on them this morning. And this is round 5.
Yeah, no doubt. And everything's been phenomenal. We appreciate B. Rich, Spencer Cox, Sheila Mike, Freddie's been here. It's been great. It's been an unbelievable evening or morning. Feels like evening. 'Cause, man, I feel like I've been eating all day, but this has been phenomenal.
We have been eating all day. We started eating on there it is.
Uh-oh.
We started eating at 7:30 this morning.
We really did.
And we're not done.
No.
So are you really going to try this?
Try. Uh-oh.
This is not a try. This
If the beer goes in,
when you load the chute,
Uh-oh.
do the deed.
He's gonna do it.
He's gonna do it.
B. Rich gonna do the.
Hopefully, this is gonna go a lot better than mine on the top of my head.
He's gonna do the Freedom Funnel.
Cheers, gentlemen.
Only in
Cheers.
America, I guess. Go for it.
Only in America.
Only in
There it
America.
is.
There we go.
Chug,
Oh,
chug.
chug.
Yeah, the way.
Woo.
Wow.
Wow. Just
Wow.
Freedom funneled the beer
He
right
certainly
there on
did.
the show. That's
Man.
epic. That's the first.
I know.
We've had a lot of first on the show.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of people jealous that they weren't here to eat this.
That is a first right there.
Yep.
We just had somebody funnel a beer on the show.
Yeah. Man.
Well, we said this was just going to be one of those shows.
Yeah. No
And
doubt.
It was one of those shows. 256-576-4977. If you want to join the show, feel free to do so.
And now we got 2 more tickets to give away, according to John. So we've got a few minutes left if you want to call 256-576-4977 and claim some of these Trash Pandas tickets to go out to this 4th of July bash. Please give us a call. 2 tickets remaining.
Yeah.
And so if you want to take you and your significant other out to some outstanding baseball, some food, inside a state-of-the-art minor league ballpark with our good friends from the Trash Pandas that you can hear on WZZN radio as far as news talk, and also sometimes on ESPN 97.7 The Zone. Come out, go out, see some Trash Pandas baseball on the big screen, have some outstanding food and drink, and some more great things and some great activities out there tomorrow on July 4th.
All right, so don't forget, we've got July 4th tomorrow. There will be no shows tomorrow. We're all going to enjoy the 4th. We will be out of the pocket on Monday. We'll be back with you on July 8th, and we will start really hammering in and getting you ready for SEC football media days. That'll hit the pavements on July 14th. We will be from the College Football Hall of Fame on the 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th. We talked about it. Obviously, a lot of talk will be about teams there winning the national championship. In case you really want to know, as far as group of 5 teams go, and yes, even though Boise State is going to be in the Pac-12,
right,
still count them as a group of 5, not a Power 4 or whatever. They have the best odds to make the college football playoff at plus 190, followed by our good friend John Summerall at plus 650. Those are the 2 best odds of the group of 5 teams to make the college football playoffs. Navy is a plus 800. Army is a plus 1,000, along with Liberty, James Madison, and UNLV. All of those teams have the same odds. UTSA is plus 1,400, and then Georgia Southern is plus 2,000. So our good friend John Summerall, big things expected for him down in Tulane down there in year 2.
Yeah, and he's on the fast track, no doubt about it. He's he's heavily in the mix for North Carolina before Bill Belichick. We heard about that. We know about Mississippi State a couple years ago. before he took the Tulane job. He did a phenomenal job. Tulane, I thought, in year one. We'll see how much better they are in year two. He had 2 phenomenal years at Troy, so he's going to be on everyone's radar, no doubt about that.
Oh, boy. You getting full?
Oh, yeah. I mean, this has been phenomenal. Just phenomenal eats, man.
I got 2 pork sliders to go.
Yeah, I'm surprised you haven't eaten them already.
Well, we're finishing the show. I mean, those are just a couple bites. And see, there it is.
Well,
there's the final bell right there. We cannot thank Be Rich enough.
And, hey, still call in, everybody. John's going to be there a few more minutes. If we still got those 2 tickets, come on and claim them and go on out to Toyota Field.
Cannot thank you enough.
Thank you, Be Rich.
Thank
you, Spencer.
Thank you, Spencer. I mean, seriously.
A couple listeners coming by, Freddie and Steeler Mike. It was great.
I mean, 7 a.m., this is what you dream of. You wake up and just eat barbecue.
Because it's a lot of work, Be Rich, man. We appreciate you all the time you took.
Thank you so much. Thank you. We'll see you back here for Thanksgiving when we fry Tom again.
We'll fry Tom again. There we go.
We will fry Tom. All right, that's it, folks. We'll be back on Tuesday.
Stay safe on the 4th, everybody.
Yes, be back on Tuesday, please.
See ya.
All good things must come to an end.